fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Kamen Rider Tycoon and Kamen Rider Buffa Ninja and Zombie form set from the Revolve change figure line for Kamen Rider Geats. So this is another set. We have two body pieces here, one for Ninja and one for Zombie, as well as helmets for both Buffa and Tycoon, and then you can mix and match them to make both forms you see here. Now, of course, unless you have any body pieces from previous releases, you will not be able to form both riders at the same time. It's just one of each. So you don't get like a top and bottom for both. You just get one Ninja piece and one Zombie piece. But packaging's pretty cool here. I like having Buffa and Tycoon's heads here on the side. Kind of a cool design. Over here we have Buffa. Over here we have Tycoon. Not really much going on the bottom there. Up top here, just showing you how the Revolve change works. And it does show that, of course, you can use the helmets with either. So here's Tycoon with Zombie Ninja form. And then on the back here, again, just showing us how the pieces switch around. Some of the other possibilities given the previous releases. And then it looks like we actually get our first look at the next set, which is going to be Monster and Beat with heads for Punk Jack and Nago. So that's pretty cool. I'm really excited about that. They both look pretty cool. So very excited to add more to the series. I'm just excited that it's continuing because I believe it's already beat the Revice Remix line in terms of number of releases. Because I think that had 3 and this is 3, but we already have a 4th planned. So we're ahead of the game. We win. But pretty cool packaging. I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff out of the box here and we'll take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the box. We have Zombie form and Ninja form with their associated weapons, and then everything you need for Tycoon and Buffa. I think it's kind of neat how every character has kind of like one accent piece, like Geats has the scarf, Tycoon has the little piece for the thigh, and then Buffa has this little skirt here, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we can go ahead. I'm going to move all this stuff off to the side, and just to show you quick how you would combine these together. So we are going to, first we'll do Buffa with Zombie on top and Ninja on the bottom. So you go ahead, connect these together like so. Then you're going to disengage the head here. This is going to come up and peg into the back. And then you're going to rotate this down and tuck this up underneath like so. Then we are going to take these pieces. Now this is actually going to swivel down. This will swivel out and then fold against the side like that. This is going to flip up, rotate this around, and then flip up the foot. And then this is going to rotate around. I think we can rotate this up like that. This is going to pop around, spin this, and then fold this at the ball joint there to form the foot. Let me zoom out a bit and angle the camera up. So there you can see we have our body. Now, technically, at this point, you could make this, either one. It doesn't really matter. I'll show off both real quick. If we're going to go with Tycoon, just for fun, we would go ahead and pop the head on here. I will say I have a little bit of difficulty getting him to kind of clip into the notch. There we go. It's getting easier with each time, I will say that. And then we would take this piece here and clip this on to the leg, just like that. And there you go. There is Tycoon Zombie Ninja. Very cool. I like this a lot. I think this looks really cool. The head, of course, is on kind of a hinge as well as a ball joint, so you can move that around. Look down pretty far, look up pretty far. You have a hinge here where it connects to the body as well as a hinge in the actual shoulder itself, so you have a lot of movement there. And, of course, you can rotate that around as well. You have a bicep swivel. You have an elbow. I think you actually, just one elbow joint there. You can move the hand around. And you can also move the thumb around. I'm assuming because when this is going to be for the feet, you would want that on the inside. Doesn't really make too much sense to move it around as the hand. But I mean, this is all paint. There are no stickers here. I feel like all the paint applications are pretty solid. They all look really good. You have a waist swivel below the drivers there. You have a kick out to the side, which you just have to make sure these pieces don't get in the way too much. Kick forward. Can't really go back because of the butt flap. But you have a thigh swivel there. You have kind of a couple knees going on here, so kind of a double jointed knee. You can see how far back you can kick there. But then you kind of have like a second knee down here. You have like a mid, like shin swivel. You have another knee down here because that was the elbow. And then you have a ball joint. So the legs have a lot of articulation points, more than you would expect, and certainly more than you need. But that's because they also have to be arms. But overall, I think this is pretty cool. Now, if you wanted to make this Buffa, we would take this off, take the helmet off, then we would bring in the Buffa helmet and just plop this down like so. And then we would take this piece, this little skirt piece, which is actually going to pop around the little connector here on the side of the belt. And then this will just clip on like so. And there you go. Now we have Zombie Ninja for Buffa. We can bring in the Zombie Breaker, his giant chainsaw sword, which is very cool. You can also store this on the side. Both sides have these little peg holes, and there's a peg here on the side of the weapon. So you can pop that on there if you want him to kind of store that on the belt. Same for the Ninja Dueler. These also have pegs, so you could store that there. Now this is able to come apart, so you can see you have the full blade here, and it's really got some nice molded in detail. I think they did a nice job. Same thing with the Zombie Breaker here. I feel like that's got some really nice molded in detail. And of course, they're both just cast out of one colored plastic. But you can pop this apart. So if you want him to, we can have him hold this one. And since he's got a zombie hand, we can pop this other one on the belt. So pretty cool. I like the weapons. I think they're simplistic, but I think they work well. And I like them quite a bit. So now I can't get it out of his hand. Come on. There we go. Put that off to the side. Alright, so now we'll switch it around. We will do... We're going to have to take this off. We are going to fold these back in towards the center. And I'm doing the wrong piece. There we go. You have to do it at the thigh swivel. So bring this around. I'm going to wait to do these just for the time being. Bring this around. Bring the legs down as they will become the shoulders. Then you have to make sure you line these pieces up so that these two peg holes right here, this section will unpeg, come up here, and then snap into those two peg holes. And then we have our head. And then at this point we would bring this up and then bring this over. Oh, I see. This actually has a hinge. I couldn't remember how that moved over. Kind of line that up a little bit better. There we go. Bring the arms down. Then we're going to swivel this around and form our arms here. So swivel, bring that down. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to unpeg this piece. This is going to come up and snap in there. And then tuck the head. And then this is going to transform exactly as we transformed Ninja previously. So this will come down, spin these around like so. And then we're going to spin this and flip up the foot. Now for this one, we're going to have to bring the hand. I'm assuming we bring this forward like this so that we can then bring the foot forward and then flip that hand out. So he's got a weird zombie foot. Or actually, I guess we probably want this on the inside if we're pretending that's like the big toe. So he's got a giant weird zombie foot, but that's how it's supposed to be. And then again, depending on who we want to make this, we could either put on the Buffa head, which I don't have that on the best, but there we go. And then we would pop this on here, like so. So there you go. We have Buffa Ninja Zombie. Or, if we wanted it to be Tycoon, we would take this, pop that on, and then pop this onto the leg. And there you go. Now we have Tycoon Ninja Zombie, which I think is pretty cool. I think the giant, crazy zombie foot is kind of weird looking, but I kind of like it. And I think the form looks pretty cool. So I like it. I like this a lot. We have technically 4 combinations with just these 2 because we have 2 different riders and 2 each, which is really fun. But we can bring in some of the other pieces previously, so I'll bring those in for some more combos. So here is Tycoon Ninja. I'm using the entry form bottom half of the body that came with the boost striker. And I think that looks pretty cool. But if we want, we can take this piece off, pop this off here, pop this off, and then we could give him some boost legs. So we could pop this on like this, and then go ahead and pop this on here. And there we go. We would have Tycoon Ninja Boost, which I think looks pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then we could take those entry legs. Oops, and I just popped this head off. There we go. Pop that on here. And then clip this up into place. And then attach the skirt piece. And then here is Buffa Zombie with entry form legs. So that way he's only got 1 buckle attached. And of course I could swap the boost legs over onto Zombie. You could mix and match any of these, but I think these are really cool. I like these combinations quite a bit. I also wanted to bring in the Geats helmet because he did use all of these forms as well. So if we pop Geats helmet on here, along with the little scarf, which we plug into the back, now we have Geats Ninja Boost. And then we can take these pieces off of this and pop them over here. And now we have Geats Zombie, which we saw a couple times on the show. And I think that looks really cool as well. So I love the mix and match playability with this line. It's very simple to just, you know, pop these off, connect different legs or head pieces or whatever you need to connect. But you can really switch from some of these forms pretty quickly. And then if you need to retransform something from legs into torso or vice versa, it's pretty simple to do. I think this line could honestly be a lot of fun by the time we're done. And the more that you get, the more different possibilities you can make. I think these are a ton of fun. The Ninja and Zombie forms are a welcome addition to the line, as well as all the pieces you need for Tycoon and Buffa. Now gives us 3 possible riders, but we have a ton of combinations. I think there's something like 15 different combinations just with the pieces we have so far, and that's kind of amazing. It's very fun and easy to transform them back and forth from torso to legs and back again. The paint applications, I think, are really good. Articulation, there's a crazy amount of articulation for these figures. All in all, I'm pretty impressed with them. There's not too much more I would change. I think they're pretty good as is. I mean, obviously, the drivers would be nice with a little bit more paint, but I'm not going to nitpick that. There's so much paint on these. Honestly, for what they are, I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely going to want some more entry-level pieces, though, because that can just give us a lot more possibilities, as well as give us the ability to actually display all 3 of the riders at the same time. And we know our next release has Punk Jack and Nago, so I'm going to want to display them at the same time as well. So they are doing premium Bandai sets for extra entry-level pieces. Plus, then we can actually have a full-on entry form for whatever rider we want if we have one for top and bottom at the same time. So definitely going to be looking into getting some of those. But yeah, it's a fun line. Honestly, it's more fun than I expected it to be. And the more I collect and the more I get, the more different combinations you can make. And that's really, you know, the main point of the line. They know how to get you. The more you buy, the more fun you'll have. But they got me. It worked. But anyway, definitely recommend checking these out. I believe this just came out in Japan like late last week. So definitely be on the lookout for this one if you're collecting this line. I think they're a ton of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.